Hi and welcome to the Cult TV Sofa. This is a reaction video for the 6th episode of Buffy the Vampire Slayer called The Pack. Last time we saw Buffy attempting to have a relationship with the easygoing Owen, but coming to the realization that she could not put someone else at risk as she performs her Slayer duties. We also met the next part of the Master's plan to escape his exile, the Anointed One, a young boy that is to be his greatest warrior. Let's see what happens in this episode. There's going to be any relevant trivia that I find over here during the episode, and I'm going to start it in 3, 2, 1. So Sunnydale's big enough to have its own zoo.
Oh look, it's Buffy and all her friends.
Careful, she might beat you up.
Yeah, she might. Kids can be real gits sometimes, can't they? You'd think they'd be at least in groups with a teacher taking them round looking at things, so it's slightly educational, not just kids wandering around. That's secure.
What are Kyle and his buds doing with Lance?
Oh, playing with him as a cat plays with a mouse.
Buffy could camouflage with that top on.
Why is it off limits?
It's a quarantine. These hyenas just came in from Africa, so keep out. Even
So you
if they
put
call
a
your
little bit
name.
of tape.
I don't see any hyenas.
There's
Okay.
one.
Now we've seen it.
I think it looks hungry.
Come on, Spot. Come on.
If it's that simple to put somebody into there
What are
with
you gonna get in my face?
hyenas which can eat people, that zoo gets sued big time. It's a possessed hyena. And Xander's possessed. They couldn't be possessed by something like a koala bear or something, could they? So they'd just be there on the floor eating some bark or something. Had to be hyenas.
Girls.
That's just weird,
Oi.
just staring at someone like
Sorry I'm
that.
late. I just forgot that we were gonna be here.
So is he
That's
being
crazy talk.
completely
I'm just-
possessed by something else,
Well,
or
we
is he
could
being
go to the ice cream
influenced?
place.
I like it here.
He's speaking like Xander.
Okay, now what?
That still could be him, to be honest.
Oh, great. It's the winged monkeys.
Fly, my pretties, fly. There's some weird starey vibes going on in this one.
Right. That's enough training for one day.
Yeah,
No,
you see
that's
hands.
fine. Well, I wait for the feeling to return to my hand.
Yeah, not surprised. That must be quite hard, actually, being the sparring partner with a Slayer.
I'd like you all to meet Herbert, a new mascot for the Sunnydale High Razorbacks.
I had one of his cousins for breakfast this morning. I had a nice full English. Sorry, Herbert.
Dodgeball.
Everyone always used to hate dodgeball. Why used to love it?
Follows.
I thought Buffy would be quite good at this as well, because she's got the reactions and the sort of awareness. If the ball comes towards her, she can stake it or flatten it down. And then there was one. Picking on the weakest. Teacher?
Means I won't have to look at your pasty face again.
Thing is, they know that he's not like that, and in Sunnydale, so much weird stuff happens. They would know that something weird has happened to him. Surely, to have such a personality change, they would just know something weird's happened. Oh,
Let's do lunch.
I hope they're at least going to turn the Bunsen burners on to cook it. So they seem to be getting less like themselves as time goes on. Well, Xander is anyway, as time goes on. At the beginning, he was kind of like himself, but he seems to have got worse. So, are they kind of losing themselves?
Xander's taken to teasing the less fortunate. Uh-huh. And there's a noticeable change in both clothing and demeanour.
Yes.
And, well, otherwise all his spare time spent lounging about with imbeciles.
It's bad, isn't it?
It's devastating. He's turned into a 16-year-old boy. Of course, you have to kill him.
Giles, I'm serious.
So am I.
Xander has been acting totally wiggy ever since we went to the zoo. Him and Kyle and all those guys, they went into the hyena cage.
You're saying that Xander's becoming a hyena?
Yeah.
I don't know. Or been possessed by one. Not just Xander,
both.
all of them.
Herbert, they found him, dead, and also eaten.
So they ate the pig live. They'd be covered in
Noah rejected the
blood,
hyenas from the
surely,
ark
and
because he thought they were an evil, impure mixture of dogs
really
and
bad
cats.
indigestion.
Why couldn't Xander be possessed by a puppy or some ducks?
That's assuming
And
possession.
yet
If it
he
was
has
ducks, it'd be
spoken of
quackers.
Animal possession for generations.
I'm here all night. Thank you
I
very
should
much.
remember that.
So how does it work?
Well, apparently there's a sect of animal worshippers known as primals. They are able, through transpossession, to draw the spirit of certain animals into themselves.
So what happens to the person once the spirit's in them?
Ew.
They are strong.
So they've got strength, possibly special hearing.
Xander.
She didn't hear him coming.
I have seen some sick things in my life, but this is beyond the pale.
Get off of me.
Is that what you really want?
So he is strong.
You like your men dangerous. Now you want to hurt me? Come on, Slayer. I like it when you're scared.
So he's got Xander's memories. He
Come on,
knows
scare
she's the
you.
Slayer.
Better you smell.
You're about this close
That's
to
quite
it,
dark
bullshit,
for
people.
this kind of show.
Are you insane?
God. Okay. So we have a sexual assault and cannibalism. Wasn't expecting that.
Hurry up. We gotta get him locked up somehow before he comes to.
They ate him.
At least Xander wasn't with them. You do not want to
There
be a
was no one at the
teacher in Sunnydale High.
But Xander didn't. He was with you.
Thank heavens for
Oh.
small mercies.
That's a small mercy.
Giles, how do we stop this?
That's
How
a
do you
British
plan
thing.
to possess someone?
The Malleus Maleficarum deals in the particulars of demonic possession, which may apply.
Bet you that zookeeper could help us. Maybe he didn't quarantine those hyenas because they were sick.
There was a symbol on the floor. It was painted in the hyena exhibit. So somebody obviously painted that. Must be the zookeeper. He's one of the those guys that Charles was talking about. Oh, I can't remember, but
Well, if I'm so dangerous, how come she left you alone with me?
because you're in a cage.
Look,
In the words of Admiral Akbar, it's a trap.
Now I know.
The zoo imported those hyenas from Africa. There was something strange about them from day one. That particular breed is very rare.
He's got loads of tribal
vicious.
stuff up on the
Historically,
walls.
they were worshipped by these guys.
Yeah,
Primals.
primals.
Creepy guys. Now, they had
You're a
rituals
creepy
for
guy.
taking the hyena spirits, but I don't see how that could have happened to your kids. After hyenas feed and rest, they will track the missing member of their pack until they find him. They should come right to you.
Oh,
Willow.
yeah. It's the Lynx effect. Looks like they can follow scent, so they're going to find you. Quite like the way he stopped then with the lights illuminating his eyes. That was quite good bit of direction and artistry.
If they're hungry, they'll be looking for somebody weak. I'm really sorry. Well, I did know they were going to come after Xander.
We must lead them back to the zoo if we're going to stop this.
They're tough, but I think they're getting stupider.
They're getting stupider, so that does imply that they are
Didn't you? I said
changing
she
as
looks
time goes
better.
on.
Oh,
Okay.
of course, the Maasai ceremonial garb is. Oh, right.
Well, if the zookeeper thing doesn't work out, you can always
Sacred
join the
circle.
Blue Man group.
Yes, you'd need that to. But this would be here when the children first came.
Yep.
Why would you?
Where's Giles?
He's laying in wait.
Why are you letting him do that? Tie you up. Is that taking it out of them? And into him. So has he got the strength of the 5 of them, or is it just possession of one? See how easy it was to put him in there? That was pretty short-lived, wasn't it? He gets the power and then 30 seconds later, he's dead. Well timed.
Did I miss anything?
Yeah, everything. So they're saying it wasn't him.
Definitely the
It
superior
was the
Xander,
hyena
except no substitutes.
the whole time.
I've been reading up on my animal possession, and I cannot find anything anywhere about memory loss afterwards.
Did you tell them that?
Your secret dies with me.
So he does remember everything.
Shoot me, stuff me, mount me.
So that was the pack. It's quite a dark episode. I'm surprised they've made so light at the end of what did happen and what nearly happened. Obviously, Xander tried to force himself on Buffy. Okay, so by the looks of it, it wasn't Xander. It was the hyena. But he remembers it, and obviously Buffy remembers it. Surely that must be really awkward. I don't know how I'd be able to get over something like that. I don't know. That's really weird. Yeah, and eating the principal. I know Xander didn't do that, but and what's going to happen to those kids now? So the other 4 kids who, I say kids, they look about 30 years old, but let's go with kids. So they've been depossessed, but they still killed the principal. And if Xander's memory's back, they'll remember doing that as well. We talk about trauma. Their psychiatrist bills are going to be a lot for the rest of their lives. That's if they don't get caught, because they did it. Who's going to believe it wasn't me? Hyena possessed me. They made me do it. Yeah, so they'll either be in prison or in the funny farm. One or the other. But, I mean, yeah, both those topics are quite dark for... I don't know what time this would have been on TV originally, but it wouldn't have been late. Probably, 8 o'clock-ish, I should think. I'll try and find out and put some information here, but for what happened, for what they showed, I'm surprised they tackled it in an episode and showed what they did. Yeah, that's an odd episode. It was all right. Just a lot to think about with what happened. Again, no vampires. I say for a vampire slayer, there are very few vampires. But and yeah, who would be a teacher at that school? We've had Dr. Gregory, Principal Flutie. I mean, you can kind of count the substitute teacher, Natalie French. Granted, she was a giant praying mantis, but she still died. It's not a good place to work. I mean, teaching kids is hard enough at the best of times, yet alone you have to try and avoid being killed by possessed students as well, and a giant praying mantis. You know, makes it a bit more difficult. But yeah, well, let me know what you thought about this episode. Interested to know what other people thought about it and the themes and what happened. Yeah, well, see you for the next one. Be seeing you.